This passage from 1 John is not from the Gospel of John, but actually the epistles that are toward the back of the Bible. And so when it starts off, it tells us that if we do not know love, then we do not know God. In fact, the next verse after it tells us how much God loved us. Most people talk about John 3:16, about how God sent His one and only Son into the world for each one of us to die so that we would have eternal life. And yet, 1 John 4, verses 8 and 9 tell us that same thing. It shares with us the importance of loving others. When we love, we do so unconditionally. How is it then that we love? Well, we love so that we're not being rude, we're not being self-centered, we're not being rude, we're not keeping a record of the wrongs. In fact, you can read all of the ways in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Here's kind of an interesting thing so that you know this about this passage. John was writing toward the end of the Bible, his last books, when he was much, much older in age. In fact, in Revelation, they believe he was 95 years of age when he wrote this. But when John was 100 years old, they actually took him from area to area, church to church, temple to temple, meeting place to meeting place, wherever they could take him so that he could share the love of Jesus Christ. And they would take this 100-year-old man and they would bring him in front of the congregation, in front of the group, in front of the crowd, and sit him down. Everyone would sit on the edge of their seat so they could hear from this man who was loved so much by Jesus and who loved others, and yet abandoned Jesus at the most important time of his earthly life. And so John sat down before them, and these are the words that he would share with each one of them, with everyone listening closely and everyone pulling in. John would say this: just love. That's the focus behind this, is to love others, but we can't love others unless we have the love of God flowing through us first. Dive in.